Thanks for attending the session this morning. Thank you for your interest in Samsung. My name is Tod Pike. I'm a Senior Vice President at Samsung for the U.S., responsible for taking whatever products that we sell into businesses in the U.S. So we work with distribution partners like our good friends at SYNNEX and through a series of resellers like all of you to bring whatever products we have in the B2B enterprise business in the U.S. So I'm going to be talking to you for the next 45 minutes or so, and hopefully have a chance to answer whatever questions you have. I've got a number of colleagues here who can help me in answering them if there's a certain level of specificity to them. But I'm very appreciative of your time and a chance to spend some time together. I want to accomplish three things today. One is I'm going to talk a little bit about Samsung's view of solutions. Probably because I think the word is the single most overused word in the industry, and so I'm going to pontificate on the subject a little bit. But I also think as a reseller it's important for you to understand us as a manufacturer and a vendor partner of our view of what a solution is, and in particular the critical role that you play in providing solutions to the end market when you're doing business with Samsung products. Second thing I want to talk about today is powering disruption. We have great market share in some products, so thank you very much for that business, and we have limited market share in some other product lines. And so in those product lines, of course, I'm always looking for disruptive forces in the marketplace. I'm a firm believer, and have been for years and years, that markets are won and lost during periods of time of disruption. And I'm going to point out one of them. I'm going to use managed print as an example of disruption, but we can talk about other disruptive forces in the marketplace. And so as we view the market at Samsung, and we look at disruptive forces and an opportunity for us to grow market share, I'm going to suggest to you as resellers that in your local marketplaces and the things that you deploy to your customers, you should be doing the same and looking for those disruptive periods of time. Then, through the miracle of technology, for the last 10 minutes, you're going to be electronically bolted to your seats, and the door is going to lock, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my company. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Samsung and the end. So let's start with solutions. I think it's, as I said, a very overused term. I just kind of hate it when a sales rep walks in and says, you know, they sold a piece of software and that it's this is their solutions revenue. I just don't think that that is a solution. I think all solutions start with a customer problem. You're the ones who are out there dealing with those customers and dealing with those customer problems. So when you combine a particular customer problem or customer need, and then you've got technology. I think technology comes in the form of both hardware and software, their devices and their tools. We provide those to you, and then we provide the goods, services that you provide. And our job as a vendor then is to support your activity in the marketplace, and we do that. So we staff with systems architects and with systems engineers, but the role of those individuals is simply to help you to deploy the technology that we sell. We have not staffed to be able to provide end market solutions orientation necessarily so that we can go directly around you or beyond you into the end market. We have a firm commitment to our reseller community in working in partnership with you to drive that business. So anyway, that's we call solutions the S word, and that is our definition of solutions. So in looking at powering disruption, the one example I wanted to use today is managed print. There are lots of them. And as I look at the Samsung need to grow market share in a number of areas, another one might be the transition from desktop to laptop to tablet, right? Is another disruptive force in the marketplace, and it's a great one for us given our focus on technologies that really drive the end market need for the new product. But here are the kind of the evolution of the printer copier market. Copier industry, transition analog to digital, transition to color. We're now in that fourth phase where really it is a more enterprise type of an approach. There's content management, there's document distribution, there is workflow management, and there is the opportunity for the IT reseller community to aggressively get into the managed print business, and we see this as a growing trend, where you provide the services that you provide along with the technologies that we sell as well as others to do that. And why is this important? Well, the managed print business is growing at a 16% compounded annual growth rate over the next few years. The print business is flat. In fact, there are many people who are saying that the print business is going to fall down. But the combination of selling printers, copiers, as well as the services that surround them provide a marketplace that is a 16% compounded annual growth rate in kind of the sweet spot that the IT reseller might be focused on. Now, the whole market, including other avenues for managed print, grows at 13.3%. And this slide from our friends at InfoTrend simply say that the most of the growth is going to be in the small and medium-sized enterprise. And again, depending on your focus and depending on your geography and where your customer set is, that can be very, very good news for you as you see sizable growth in that business. So this is what's interesting, I think, and we go to market through, as I said before, only through resellers, but we have relationships with the BTA channel represented here in the red, labeled as OE deal, office equipment dealers. And if I were talking to them today, I would say, okay, so IT resellers, according to InfoTrends, are going to grow at 17% over the course of the next number of years. According to them. According to me, I think they're going to be they'll do a good job if they keep the IT resellers at that percentage rate. I think the biggest growth opportunity is going to be in that IT reseller community. And even, I think, a conservative number of 17.4 is still industry leading. So what causes disruption? Well, first, in managed print, you've got office superstores. We talked earlier about Office Depot, right? They've relied heavily on cartridge business on a B2B basis. People are going in and offering this managed print solution, stealing the cartridge business. So what happens? Now all the office superstores decide that they're going to go to market and they are going to offer this managed print solution. You've got IT resellers looking to expand their share of wallet, right? So great relationships in the IT department, relationships with the CIO, kind of a pitch that says, let's use print just simply as a utility, let's have it be an extension over what we already provide to grow a sizable business. And lastly, that office equipment dealer and the manufacturers are trying to hold on to revenue that they've had for years. Now, so the view of this disruptive time really should start with what the customers want. Customers really want information to their employees anytime, wherever they want it. That's what they want. And if I were in an elevator with the CIO, this is what I'd be talking about. The Gartner recent studies say this is one of the key kind of IT management dilemmas or challenges moving forward. Because of bring your own device, because everybody's getting 300 emails a day, because of all kinds of different changes, how do I get information to my employees in a timely fashion? And so that's one thing that they clearly need. Second, they need to reduce costs. Now, if I was in an elevator with the CFO, I would certainly be talking about the ability to deploy a managed print offering in an effort to reduce cost. Environmental. So a lot of companies are into saving trees and reducing waste. And if I were in an elevator with a CEO, I might pitch this. I might say, well, Mr. CEO, with our managed print offering, we would be able to reduce paper consumption, which leaves a smaller footprint on the earth, and it rallies your employees around a common cause in that effort to do that. and it's a very encouraging thing for your employees. As the elevator doors kind of open and close, I might also say to the CEO, and by the way, it's going to save you a lot of money. So I think that that's a great pitch as well. So what can drive all three of those things is what, and this is really leads into what's being disruptive in the marketplace, is the optimization of hardware. The people who have been providing printers and copiers in the market have been beat down on price over a long period of time, measured by cost per page. And you know what? They can't really move any further. So now there is a new threshold of cost savings that many end market customers are not taking advantage of because of, and it is optimization of hardware driven by output management software from companies like Veros and PaperCut and Equitrack. So how the industry got into this software business is the following. It started with the connected digital copier, started with the sale of document distribution, the ability to use the device as an on-ramp to be able to scan and then send or file that information. Now it's kind of developed into, well, let's jump in quickly. Let's see if I can get back here. Yeah, so it's really 4 different areas. There is that whole workflow, document distribution. Now we're moving. Perfect. Device management controls the devices on the network. Document management then controls the content of the documents and for storage and archiving and then retrieval. And then lastly, output management controls and manages the user's ability to print in the environment. And the next phase is really that how do you integrate that content and that information and that software with enterprise software and the ERP platforms that your customers use. So there are 2 disruptive trends right now that drive what I think is now new opportunity. And it starts like this. So there are historically copier-based MFP technology, large A3 devices, 11 by 17 inch devices. And what has happened historically is that companies have deployed that technology and vendors have sold that technology in a connected workgroup environment because people like to print into their little office area. And they've typically bought and have been sold color devices that print large 11 by 17 documents. Now, they're really expensive. They're really expensive. But there hasn't been a way around it because within the work group, even though there is only, it's about 14 or 15% of the print volume in the US today is color, you need color, so you need to print it in the work group. Oh, less than 2% of the print volume in the US is 11 by 17. Less than 2. But occasionally you needed it, so you put this 11 by 17 device in the work group, and everybody printed. So what has happened now is with output management software by a number of manufacturers I mentioned on the prior page, what happens now, and the ability for the user, is to simply print into another overused term, the cloud, within the environment, and then go retrieve your documents or your printed pages through swiping your employee badge or putting in a security code. And at the end of the day or before lunch when you want your documents, you simply go and you look on the user interface and it shows you all the documents that you've sent to the printer, and you print the ones that you want. And you delete the ones that you've decided to go throughout the course of the day you didn't really need them in the first place in hard copy, saving further dollars, right? So what has that done? What that's done is, so we don't need to put these big 11 by 17 colored devices in every work group. We might put one down the hall. If you go print to the print server and you want to go and retrieve that document and it's 11 by 17, you can go down the hall and get it. Depending on the configuration, if you want color, you can go around the hall and you can go ahead and get that. And so less expensive hardware in 8.5 by 11 or A4 format. And we're talking about differences in cost that are the magnitude of multiples, not percentages difference, right? This is multiple difference, is an opportunity to right-size an organization, save people a lot of money, still get the information to their users when they want it and where they want it, save on the environment, and obviously save a lot of money. So this is a trend that we're not predicting. This is a trend that's going on now. And so what does this mean for the IT reseller who's looking to expand their share of wallet in their customers? Those of you who decide to get into this business, it's a great opportunity. There are traditional copier vendors. The names start with X and with C and with R, who want to continue to replace these A3 devices on very expensive 3- and 4-year term leases. The IT reseller is now walking into that environment saying, I can change your configuration, and it's time for you to save a lot of money on hardware, but I can still answer those critical needs that you have. And again, this is not a trend we predict. This is what's going on. It is what's driving InfoTrends to say that the IT reseller is going to be the fastest growing managed print provider in a 16.6% compounded annual growth rate industry. And it's what leads me to say that I think that growth is going to be faster. I think the IT resellers are really well positioned to extend the share of wallet within their accounts and to get into this business. Second disruptive force is mobility. So there are a number of builds here. Workforce coming on, expect certain apps, a lot of mobile devices, no kidding, a need for mobile printing, multiple platforms, and bring your own device initiatives. And all the security issues that go along with that is a huge dilemma for your customers, for IT customers. The traditional managed print provider doesn't know anything about this. This is, however, the kind of the bailiwick of what you do and what you can learn and what you can provide. If you walk into your customer and say, how are you printing? How are you dealing with bring your own device? How are you dealing with mobile print? What are those issues? And if you have skilled people on staff, you can really add significant value to your customers as you try to take over their print and extend your share of wallet in the print environment. So there are a number of different managed print offerings. The kind of the bare bones one is, let me take care of your hardware and your service and your cartridge replenishment, and I'm going to wish you a lot of luck. And that we don't really, that's kind of light. There are a number of people in the industry who are trying to do that. Quarterly business reviews then give you an opportunity to go in and demonstrate to your customers exactly the value that you brought. Numerically, from a customer satisfaction, you can kind of survey end users to find out how it's going. We think strategically the deployment of output management software along with that offering is really the strategic managed print. That's where we would recommend you go, because that's where you can provide the greatest value to your client. There is a fourth level called managed output. I'm not suggesting that you consider going into that business, but it's where you put people on staff. And back when I showed the InfoTrends chart, where on the top there were dedicated third-party facilities management companies, that's what they do. So they have people in the locations who are actually managing the print environment for them. It's a nice business. It's a very people-intensive business, but it's certainly one that's available out there. So So we'll close and then we'll open it up for questions. So my recommendation is the following. First, kind of define your offering. Is this something that you want to do? Is this a business extension and expansion that you'd like to consider? Target your market. Target what it is, the offering that you'd like to provide. This is disruptive, and when we talk about powering disruption, this is a period of time in this industry where you have the traditional vendors trying to resist this disruptive trend because there is value in selling expensive hardware in the marketplace. So this is a period of time, and the market is clearly going in this direction, a period of time, depending on how advanced or how your clients have been dealt with from a print perspective, where that transition is clearly available to you. So our recommendation is to disrupt. Get out in front of this, and we at Samsung certainly have people who can help you to do that, right? So we have people available to you for us to go in and help you to disrupt that marketplace. I'll tell you a quick story. We have a reseller who has all Samsung products in a very, very major account. And the phone call came in that said there is a competitive threat within this account. And we're talking this is a $6 to $8 million a year account for this reseller in Samsung prints. And there's a competitive threat because a competitor has come in and they've asked this account to send out an RFP for managed print services. A reseller didn't really know what managed print services are or were, and kind of worried that the printer and cartridge business might go away. We said, well, what did you say? We said we'd get back to them. I said, well, good. Call them, tell them you can do it. So it took us about 24 hours, and we worked with this reseller, and we put together a managed print offering. And within 24 hours, not only did they have an offering that they could go back to this account, they were confident that they really could deliver. They really could do this, because I hate to say it's not that complicated, but it's with our help, it's not that complicated. And sure enough, we've gotten around the competitive threat, and we now have a reseller who's in the managed print business and has all the slicks and the promotional marketing material to prove it. And an opportunity for them to go out and within their current prospect base or customer base to extend the business into the print business. So once you disrupt, I hope you win, and we certainly look forward to supporting you in any way that we can. So rather than open it up to questions now, why don't I tell you, if it's okay, or anybody have any quick questions on any of that? Let me tell you a little bit about my company, and then we'll open it up to questions. So, you all know us because of these things, right? You all have these, hopefully, and your TVs, right? So you have some television sets. So we have very, very high market share in some really key marketplaces, but traditionally been viewed as a consumer brand. We are in the business of now building up a really substantial B2B enterprise business, and I've been with the company for 6 months, and this is my set of responsibilities to drive this division, these products through you to enterprise in the U.S. So we'll start from the right, and I actually need to update this slide. We just added a 7th product area. We're in the medical device business. We have acquired a medical equipment company focused on ultrasound into the women's health market. And we have very clear plans to extend that medical equipment business into other areas as well, digital radiography and others. So we're going to be building a practice in the U.S., again, through distribution on healthcare, health and medical equipment. So, but starting on the right-hand side, we're in the set-top box business, so we sell cable boxes to Comcast and to Cablevision and Time Warner Cable and others. It's an amazing business. You all have them at home. DirecTV is our biggest client, and it's a huge business for us, and one that we really enjoy. Hospitality TV. My division takes consumer televisions and sells them to hotels, hospitals, and cruise ships in the U.S. Under the notion that that's B2B, because the hotel owner is not going to Best Buy to buy 1,000 TVs. They need somebody to call on them, and also they need somebody to call on them because of content. So there's integration with third parties who provide the content into the hotel that says, welcome to the Marriott, and you know, the fitness center's on the 4th floor, and you know, you can check out here, et cetera, et cetera. So for that reason, we have this hospitality TV business in my group. It's been very interesting for me to learn all about this in my 6 months. I now know that there are 4 million hotel rooms in the U.S., and they trade their TVs over just about once every 5 years. So you get a pretty good idea as to the size of that market. Large format display, probably really from an enterprise standpoint, perhaps best known on large format and monitor. Large format being 32 inches and above, it's an exploding marketplace for us. This is a great marketplace for us. You know, we bring some neat technology to our large format display. These are commercial grade units that can run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as opposed to your home consumer type TV. And this is a market that is very hard to project its size, because there's so many users who are now converting from static or analog signage into digital signage that the market really is exploding, and we're in an opportunity to take advantage of that. Monitor or display are traditional computer desktop monitors in an array of sizes. We actually have a very good market share here on B2B, and we expect to continue to grow that business. Computing, so mobile computing. We don't sell desktop devices in the U.S., but we sell notebooks and we sell tablets. Tablets both in Android as well as slates with a Windows version. This similarly is our biggest growth area. I mean, as we talk about disruption, desktop to laptop to tablet, this is a huge growth potential for us. When we're taking down orders on tablets, they're in the multiple thousands. There's some really cool vertical markets that we're focused in on, like retail. You're going to be walking into stores, and everybody's going to have a tablet that's going to demonstrate to you the goods that they're not able to show. It's also a great, by the way, vertical market for us in our sale of large format displays and how they project the products that they have on the walls. And lastly, printers. So we're the second largest printer manufacturer in the world. We've been doing it for a long time for a number of different brands, but in Samsung brand in the US, we have a very strong business in the printer business and moving up market into the A3 copier-sized bigger devices, and it's kind of another big growth potential for us. So these 6 plus the medical equipment is the array of products that we sell. So if I were a reseller, and I had a relationship with another vendor, another manufacturer, why would I consider switching or consider talking to Samsung? One would be the brand. We're a close to $150 billion company. We have a history of going into a market and being pretty serious about it. And we don't make a habit of going into a market and then being happy at the 4th or 5th market share level. We're putting the resources and making the investments to ensure that we're number one or number two in all the markets that we serve with all the products that we sell. We spend over $8 billion a year in R&D. We're the second largest patent holder in the U.S. every year for the last number of years, second only to IBM. And Interbrand just came out with their brand value rankings this week, and we're the 9th most valuable brand in the world. And so this is an opportunity for us to extend this brand and the brand power into the enterprise, where we've had some traction, but not the traction that we're going to have. Samsung's, if we're 150 billion now, we have a stated objective of being 400 billion by 2020. 400 billion by 2020. And most of that growth needs to come in the enterprise, in B2B. So one of my competitors' CEO yesterday, in comments to Wall Street, she said, we're not going to see growth or profit return until profitability improvement until 2016. Some of you may have read that in the papers this morning. Well, good for her. But in that period of time, this business, and this is the business I showed you on the last slide, it's over $1 billion. It's not like we're just getting started. We'll probably triple or quadruple that business over that period of time. That's our plan. So, and I am convinced in my 6 months with the company that the company is willing to make the investments that we need to make, both in product and people, technologies, in order to be able to drive that type of growth, and that's our plan. So I'd ask you to consider that as you're considering things. Second is technology, and this slide really focuses in on the print business, and there are lots of reasons. You couldn't expect anybody to buy our product if the technology wasn't better, right? But and we're convinced, and we love the opportunity to convince you that the investments that we've made in R&D have resulted in intellectual property that have resulted in product differentiation. In the print market, we cite a number of examples here, including the ability for mobile print from a variety of devices in all of our printers, right? So the ability to print mobily, and we think we're well ahead of the marketplace in that initiative. But in all of our products, whether it be the quality of our displays, whether it be the functionality and design of our laptops, it is a company dedicated to technology and technology differentiation. Third is partnership. We do not go to the end market customer. We don't compete with our resellers. We have no intention of competing with our resellers. We work with our resellers. That's why I started my conversation a little bit about solutions and our definition of it and what we're going to staff in order to provide the support to the reseller community, because we are loyal partners of the reseller community. And in today's day and age, that resonates with a lot of people. And we are going to bring people into accounts, and we're going to work with accounts, and our resellers should be able to do that unencumbered by the worries that there might be some sort of competitive threat directly from the manufacturer. So having said that, and saying that we don't go direct, we have a direct sales force. In fact, we have a significant direct sales force. These are some of our customers. And we have this direct sales force organized in the U.S. to help our resellers pull product through the channel. And one of our initiatives now, we have, well, the Bank of America's on top, and they're relatively local here, but they buy all of our monitors, they buy our large format display products, and we're now moving into mobile computing with them, and over time we'll obviously try to move into the printer business with them. And the array of technology that we have gives us an opportunity to work with our resellers to extend that footprint within those accounts. And since we don't go directly and build these accounts directly, we need reseller help in our efforts to do that. So here's some some of the successes that we've had across the board. Lastly, our sales force is aligned vertically. Actually, we have more vertical market orientation than this. So we have a vertical market team, and we have organized our sales force now for a go-to-market strategy with expertise in each of these markets. We're adding for 2013 retail, transportation, public space as vertical markets, so that we have dedicated teams to help our resellers deploy that into their accounts. Thank you very much. So, I tried to electronically bolt you to that chair.
Here you go.
I understand.
Could you drill down a little bit more into your channel strategy in the SMB market space? I'm from Las Vegas, and about 96% of all our customers, or the companies in Vegas, really are employers who have 50 employees or less. So we're really in a SMB market space. One of the reasons I came here is I'm really interested in your future in that space. It was interesting. I sat with a very large reseller a few days ago and asked them who do they think would be the company who would be able to take on Apple with their ubiquitous tablets around, and this guy, just without even looking his eyes, said Samsung. So, I think that's a great future for you guys, but I'm really curious as to how you can help me play in the SMB space.
Yeah, so, and let me introduce Greg Taylor, who's our VP of Sales, who's with us today as well. But we actually, so our orientation is kind of a channel orientation. So obviously we work with SYNNEX and other distributors as they sell products through a variety of channels to include small and medium business. So I guess the answer to the question is depends on where those SMB customers want to buy from. We are in all of the markets. So whether it be through the Office Superstore channels or Best Buy for Business or whatever, we're available in those channels. And obviously those efforts are for those customers who want to walk in and they want to go buy something. But to the extent that you're buying product from SYNNEX, we are, working with them on programs to support your efforts in small and medium business.
I guess I took it one step further. The first step was coming here and meeting with us. We've got a lot of product that we can deploy in small and mid business. When you look at our enterprise or our B2B sales, somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 45% of our revenue is done with small and mid business versus enterprise, larger seated organizations of 500 and above. So we're very successful in that space today. And Todd talked about a lot of our different product categories of print, mobility, display. Many of these are very easily to piece together for an office productivity solution. So in those small businesses, I think one of the great things we have is the small business likes to define themselves as being a unique place to work. And so by deploying cool tablets and having cutting edge technology, they set themselves apart from some of their competition. And many of those small mid businesses, certainly in the Las Vegas market, are customer-facing businesses where they're trying to attract and intrigue other people to come do business with them. So we think we're a great partner, and it's really a matter of you saying, hey, look, we want to develop a relationship with you across your portfolio of products. SYNNEX is here from a fulfillment perspective. We have an extensive service offering to support the B2B business, and I think a very robust product offering. So we'd be interested in talking with you more. Come by the booth and see what we have, and we'll figure out how to get engaged.
Thank you, Craig. And kind of reminds me to talk a little bit more about our vertical approach as well, because we're talking about the array of technologies that we sell, we show them, but we're working hard on the interoperability of all those devices because we think that the number of technologies that we sell are somewhat unique. And the reason we're verticalizing to look at, let's just say, K-12 as a potential vertical is we want to be able to demonstrate to a school district how they can utilize large format display for interactive whiteboard, tablet technology to each of the students, large format display for information boards out in the halls, wireless printing for the students to be able to print when they need to, outside of the classroom. And we're going to take that a step further, and we're going to have demonstration facilities, and we're in the process of building it out now in the New York area, in our headquarters in New Jersey, where we're going to be able to, by vertical market, show a Samsung hotel, a Samsung bank, a Samsung school, a Samsung healthcare facility, and we're going to show the breadth of technology that we sell in an interoperable way, demonstrating those real-life applications to customers.
It's interesting you mentioned school. I think you have a real opportunity there. Again, Clark County and Vegas were the 5th largest school district in the whole country. One school pilot program this year, the whole school, the kids got iPads, right? They're all excited, it's a cool thing. But right now, they're sitting in the shelves because they couldn't connect it, they couldn't make it work with their smart boards and everything else, and
right.
That's it. And so I was talking to the principal, and they said, well, it's great, but it's, we're going back to trying to figure out how to get this whole thing working together. So if you guys have got that figured out, you've got a really great opportunity.
We do. We've had a task force on that very subject now for the last probably 6 or 9 months.
Global task force.
And we are ready to deploy. We've got a pilot test across all of those technologies working now in one school district. We're about to install in two others. But we're sure that we can deploy all the technology before we just went out and started to sell it, right? And so we're ready to go now, indicated to what we view. We share your enthusiasm for that market from a couple of different fronts. One is we really want to help. We really think that students can learn better, but also the business opportunity that sits in that market is tremendous.
If you don't mind, if I just can interject, in our booth, we do have an education solution with an interactive whiteboard, touch screen, with the tablet, PC, and a teacher's PC. So stop on by and we'll show you the application.
Thanks. Any other questions?
On the printing and imaging side, you've got A3 and A4 products?
We do.
And is it under a Samsung name?
It is. And we're demonstrating some of them in the booth today, but we have a full array of products, and happy to give you my business card today and make sure that if there's an interest, we've got a national sales force out supporting that business. Be happy to hook you up to learn whatever it is you needed to learn about that product. But yes, the answer is yes, we have a full array.
For the A3 product, there's training and for service?
Yes, there is. Yeah. We have, it's a great growth opportunity for us as we're kind of bringing that technology now out to the market. We're doing it in a little bit of a different way. Number one, we're not going direct. And number two, as we are authorizing dealers, resellers of our product with service training, we're doing it in a relatively selective, limited fashion so that in a marketplace there aren't 6 or 8 resellers selling the same product. We want to try to do it in a partnership type of a mode. And when we do that, and we look back a couple pages ago when we have the direct sales force selling to all those accounts, we want to be able to bring those folks in, those resellers into those accounts to help us provide print solutions. Be happy to give you more information. What else? You've been a very kind audience. Thank you very much for your attention this morning. We're obviously very excited about our positioning at Samsung in the U.S. We're excited about the future. We do have really great expectations of our ability to grow and